I just hope that people can remember that kindness is everything. It's everything, and it costs us nothing. I raised 4 kids. Then I became an empty nester, and my husband and I started parenting each other, and things went really bad. So I ended up getting divorced, and I lived at the time out in Brush, Colorado. Um, and I was left out there by myself with 150 beehives and a home that was in foreclosure, and um, just a really big mess. And no vehicle to speak of either. That's 90 miles away. I don't have people out there. I have people here. So I came back to live with my parents for a little while. Actually, I moved in with my grandmother and went back to school. And things were going really well for me for a while. I was getting ready to graduate with my associate's degree, and COVID came along and ripped it all away. My grandmother died of COVID, and I lost the place where I had to live, and my family turned their backs on me. They kind of blamed me for my grandma. It was my fault, but that's what's in their heads. And so living in a place where I have lots of family, but no one will help me. So I've been homeless for the last 5 years.
So Mikaelle had a very normal, average life that I'm sure we can all relate to. Natural supports in place that many of us have, and then, COVID hit, which ripped away a lot of her natural supports, leaving her in a very desperate situation with nowhere to go, especially when you don't have anyone to turn to.
I became homeless, and at first it's a bit of an adventure, because I'm just an adventurer anyway. So at first it was a bit of an adventure, but shortly after I found myself on the street, I bought a van, a conversion van, a nice van to live in. And for a while that worked out well for me. But then the van broke down. And that's when things really became difficult, because I guess my boyfriend had the van somewhere in Aurora and did a hit and run out there. Well, the police took my van and everything in it, wouldn't even let me get my purse out of it. Going to school while you live on the streets, talk about not easy, but I managed to do it. I managed to get it started, and I managed to keep it going. I've even had some people come across and sabotage it in a big, big way. Someone stole my computer. I go to online classes. That's my lifeline. You can't do anything without it. So I have an F on the first F I've ever had in my school career is on my college records because of that stolen computer. A lady at the church, Rising, bought me a computer. It's the reason I was able to keep going. She took me to Costco and picked out, she had saved some stuff from, it took her a really long time to get the money up that would become my computer. And I know that she didn't do something for herself, so she could do that for me. I don't even know what to say, and I don't know how to thank her. Never.
So Mikaelle, when I first started the city, she had a housing voucher and was successfully housed for a year. And, some things happened. She really wanted to be compassionate to her outside community that she, grew and developed over the last 3 years, and wanted to help those folks and let them into her home. And unfortunately, that compassion kind of led to her next downfall, if you will, and she had to find a new apartment, which can be hard for somebody that doesn't have income and those natural supports, application fees, security deposits. And you have 90 days to find a new apartment after your lease is up if you choose to move. And, she didn't have those things. She didn't have those supports the second time around, which landed her in the same position in which she started.
My compassion and my love for people and wanting to help led to me not being able to keep that my housing the way that I should have been able to. I made the year on the lease, but my management wasn't very happy with me, and they expressed that. And the place I had arranged for me to move into, they decided to withdraw their lease from me. And I was unable to find another apartment, and so I ended up back out on the street.
The bridge housing program is exactly as it sounds. It's bridging the gap from where someone is currently in housing, which is unhoused in some way, shape, or form, to their permanent housing solution. Bridge housing is important because it will provide a space for folks to stabilize before they get into their permanent housing solution, before they move in. And people need that space. They need to build up their confidence. They need to feel like they're able to do it. They need to build up their independence. And bridge housing offers the space to do that.
I get a phone call from Alexa, and we hadn't really worked together. I knew who she was, but we hadn't worked together before at all. And she says, "I've got a place for you to go." And I went, "What do you mean?" Because it was really cold out, and I was just like, "Oh my God, where am I going to go?" So she says, "I'm going to put you up over at the Suburban Studios, and because we have this program now that reaches the gap between homeless and when you get a place, which I didn't experience the last time that I got a place. I went from being homeless to a place. And it was a nice adjustment. I enjoyed being able to not have to worry about maintenance or any of that stuff. All I had to do was feed myself, and the rest was already taken care of for a little while. And that was really nice break to get ready for the move that I was getting ready to make, and get ready for the challenge of finding a place, which I had to do it all myself this time. So it was nice to have a base to do that out of, because that's not easy when you're on the street. I had to have somebody else do it last time because I didn't have any place to do any of that stuff from. But with the bridge housing, I had a place to sit and study and sit with my computer or in my phone and be able to search the internet and focus on getting a place, and a place that was suited for me. So I got to pick them this time, and that was really cool. Bridge housing, I don't know what I would have done without it, because it couldn't have come along at a better time for me. I really needed to be, I was struggling a little bit in school, so to have a place to do my homework was really amazing. It couldn't have come along at a better time. It really couldn't have.
There's several gaps that need to be bridged, not just the housing gap. We all have gaps that we experience in life that are all bridged, that we don't realize because the bridge is small and short and recognized and not difficult. And so for me, because I've always had those bridges provided, working in bridge housing is incredibly important, because nobody should feel unsafe, unseen, under-recognized, and, have those layers built up of protection just to survive.
There's a nonprofit in my future that will help bridge the gaps. And I don't just want to serve homeless people. I want to serve families who have a member incarcerated as well. I have another branch that I'm working on with that really does have to do with homeless people. A lot of people end up homeless over that situation. So prevention of homelessness is part of my goal.